Hi guys, good morning. I am doing actually quite a bit of car talks recently because I think that I have a lot of things I want to say in the morning, and I feel it's easy to just chat, just regularly while I'm driving. So that's what I'm doing for now, and I like it. So got my car fixed. It sounds normal again, and I'm very happy, but I am gonna sit here for a minute and let it warm up because I normally don't let it warm up. I know that in some cases you were supposed to do that. I thought that was with old cars, and once you bought a car past the 2000s, you don't really need to do that anymore. But it's not for the car, it's just for the oil, apparently. If it's really, really cold, I mean, today's not that cold, but that day where it started stuttering, it was freezing. Right? We were like going down to like 9 degrees. And so, yeah, I didn't really give it a lot of time, and it really, really exacerbated the stuttering issue. But, it made me take it in and get what needed to be fixed. All in all, changed all the spark plugs, coils, I think rotated the tires, changed the cabin filter, do a tune-up. All in all, $570, which I split with Joe. Actually, I paid more. I paid $350. I really predominantly use the car. He does use it, but rarely, actually. But he said, "Oh, let's split it." I fully intended to pay for the whole thing, but Joe's really good like that. He always takes on that responsibility. No, this is our car, even if you drive it more often. So I appreciate that thought. But I did send him more than my share. So he also ate the leftovers from that Cosme dinner it cost me $250. He enjoyed the leftovers, and that's totally fine. That was a big expense, but luckily I hadn't spent hardly any money on dining out in the last couple of months. So although that one was bad, it wasn't really bad as the cherry on top bad. Okay, I'm gonna go now because I have to go. So it wasn't that awful, and I was able to absorb the cost pretty well. But it was just so interesting that you're so cognizant of, budgeting and everything going well this month, and all of a sudden you have a $600 day. An unexpected, not just a $600 day. See, it's one thing if you expect it and you see it coming. I did not see that coming. And so this is what makes it different. And this is why you really need an emergency fund. I'm talking to you, Sophia, and I'm talking to any of my friends out there who have not had a chance or thought about having an emergency fund. But honestly, I can see why it would be so incredibly helpful, because I can absorb the $350 that I sent Joe, and I could have even absorbed the $571. And I am so fortunate that I had such a system in place in terms of my budgeting, and of course I had the income in place to be able to handle that quite well, in addition to then this unexpected dinner expense, which I could have controlled. I mean, it's not like it's an uncontrolled expense, but in the moment, I was out with my friend, we were sitting in this place, it just was part of the vibe. Things didn't work out. I just didn't want to say, okay, well, now let's get up and go and figure out something. I was like, let's just enjoy it. Then suddenly my mind switched to categorize it as a New York experience of going into a fancy luxury dinner and enjoying what that experience was like by getting the items that interested me on the menu. I wasn't going to suddenly just eat the salad at a dinner out with my friend. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make, you wouldn't think of it that way, or that's not how you would have handled it. But that's how I handled it. Here's another one. I've been watching, I watch YouTube videos in the morning. I'm trying to stay away from the shopping videos, even though they keep on showing up on my feed, even if I unsubscribed it. So I'm watching just people going about their day, daily vlogs, how they save money, how they're cooking or doing different activities at home, or just chatting about their work. I'm really like shifting into that, or great ways or mindful ways to spend the time, and people who have priorities and are focusing on certain things this year. And so this is where my feed is going. I'm enjoying it. But I was watching this girl this morning. I think her name is Jenna Evangelista or something. She's like the classic white girl in the city working in fashion or marketing, and has everything done up. When people talk about these like influencers and like all this like high maintenance to stay low maintenance type of person, making herself look super natural, but meanwhile you can tell that she spent a lot of money and effort and time into how she looks, and it's probably part of her business. I mean, if she's in that business, then you have to do it. So I'm not, I talk about it and I criticize it, but it's all very lighthearted, because deep down I really understand that sometimes we have to play that game at work. This is the job or the career that we entered, and there's a whole package that comes with it. I do get it. She was talking about, she wanted to vlog some things about what she was doing in Christmas and all this stuff. She was saying, I have to work my 9 to 5, and then I just didn't have time to edit. I was trying to vlog here and there because this is my side business. Again, she's, along with most other people, YouTube is a side business. Being an influencer is their side business, and they're there to make money. They're not there for fun, even though they're trying to create this environment where they love sharing. They're doing this for the enjoyment, and maybe on some level it is, but that's not the driver. So maybe I should start my videos by saying, I do not intend on making this a business. This is not my business. I work as a full-time teacher. I love it. I get paid well for it, thank goodness, because I'm in New York City. My side hustle is not YouTube. My side hustle is extra tutoring and running clubs at school. If eventually this channel gets monetized from the ads that you're going to see no matter what, because I don't control the ads that YouTube puts, then great. Then I get a little kickback. But that's not the primary motive. And I'm not here to like create commercials or anything like that, because she was saying, I got some PR and then I can't wait to show this off and all this stuff. And that's great. If I start getting sent stuff, I guess, good for me. But again, that is not my, I'll show it to you. Be like, look at this company that sent me something. But, if I get like an amazing, ad deal, like BetterHelp or something, and they're willing to pay me $5,000, I have Sophia's tuition to pay off. So you could, maybe I'll do it, and I'll beg your forgiveness and just say, if you're interested, great. If you're not, then great. But there's a goal in mind for this, but that's not going to be the driving force of my content. Like, I don't want to be a catalog. I don't want to be here to be pushing any product, because then I lose that authenticity. And this is what I'm trying to maintain. I'm trying to maintain the authenticity of what I'm doing, because the goal here is to leave a diary for Sophia. So that money that comes from that advertising that then Sophia's got to freaking sit through in the future, she'll know that money went towards her education. Because then I'll use it to pay for things for her. And she's really the beneficiary of what's going on here. But other than that, it's just going to be my life. And I am not interested in pushing anything But it's funny to me that like you just need to be reminded because they're not going to tell you. It'll be very hidden messages that they're just there for the money. They're making money. They're doing tax write-off. They're not buying anything. They're asking for PR, and then they're pushing that product to make more money. Wow, it's really cold today. I should have worn a warmer coat. So yeah, I'm gonna work today. I have some grading to do in the morning. I love it. Yesterday we graded all day. And it was a little like funny because some people get really stressed out about making sure we're grading efficiently and that we're not wasting time. But then at the same time, they're like hemming and hawing about every detail about student work. And I'm like, I'm just there, just grading. Okay, next. Let's just go. I go with the flow. I don't get stressed. There's no need, It's, we're just grading some work for students. And we're moving on. So today I'm going to do planning for my trip to France, which I started yesterday. I'm going to buy a ticket. I want to go from June 30th to July 15th. And I saw that the flights were not that bad. It was like $900 round trip with Delta. I think it'll go up, so maybe $1,200. And then I looked up a chateau and a hotel in Brittany, which is where I'm going to start. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day.